So in this part of the video, we'll be talking about the creator of the product market fit model, the one who created, the holy grail of startups, and we'll analyze what he says is the key to achieving product market fit. By the end of this video, I'll share a template exercise you can do to improve your customer acquisition. But let's start with this. Partly, I blame Marc Andreessen, the creator of product market fit model, for the bad statistics that startups get, because not properly defining what product market fit even is, not specifying the metrics, the KPIs, even the name. I think a lot of it, a lot of the bad statistics is because he named the model product market fit. So we get all tingly and excited about products where it should really be called value market fit, and so maybe we would be thinking about value first instead of the products, right? So I think that as a creator, he didn't really do a great job of guiding us to product market fit, right? He created something and said, deal with it, there it is. Now you try to find this thing and I'll go and, make some tea or something. Anyway, Marc says that, the key to product market fit isn't the product. It's not even the team that the investors are so interested in, it's the market. He claims that, the market is the most important part when building a startup. And I partly agree, because, if there is no market need, if people don't want your solution is doomed. You can't convince somebody to do something he doesn't want to do, not on a mass scale, not, in a way that it builds a sustainable business. But, and this is a huge but, I have yet to see a product that has no future at all. In all of my clients' cases, we always find a benefit in their product that a customer segment values. And we can use that to position the product and gain traction. As long as you can anchor your positioning to something, you can find a value that the customers will care about. So even the market is not entirely to blame, because it's almost impossible that you made something so useless that nobody saw any value in your product. Now, let's dive deeper. There are three main components to successful startups: the product, the team, and the market. Now, let me quickly stop your thinking. The product is not the most important thing when it comes to successful startups. In fact, I would argue that, the product is the least important of them all. And I'll get to that later, why that is. Now, the VCs, the investors, are mostly looking for good teams. They say that, a good team will find a good market and, create a good product, for that market. So if you have a good enough team, it will be, capable of identifying a good market and creating a product that fits that market. Now, Marc Andreessen says that the market is the most important thing. So, not the team, not the product, but the market. Because in a good market, the product can be crap, the team can be crap, and it will still sell. While in a dead market, even a great team, with a great product doesn't do well, which for me is true in the short term. In the short term, the market dictates whether your product will sell or won't sell. But, and here's where I don't agree with Marc, in the long run, the market is switchable, and a good team will outperform the market every single time. Now, let me explain so that you understand where I'm coming from. One of my clients was in the educational space, an educational Chrome extension that helps you improve your English while you're browsing the net. And so, a language learning Chrome extension. Now, the edtech space is a complex space with, it's a difficult market to be in, it's a difficult market to sell in, it's slow moving, and the team was struggling to attract, convert, and retain users. Now, when I came into the company, we did product analytics, so I always start with an audit. So we checked the product analytics and we checked the user interviews that the team did, and we quickly saw that there are 3 types of users that come into the product. Now, some of the users hated our guts. Basically, they were very loud. They wrote bad reviews on the web store, even called the product a scam. There was, next there was a large segment of users that, just didn't care. Basically, they used the extension but weren't prepared to pay any money for the product. And then there was a segment that immediately understood the product and converted. So basically, these people came onto a landing page, clicked on a button, downloaded, installed the extension, and used it for 5 minutes and converted. So our solution was to understand who these people are. So people who love the product, who immediately convert, who are they? And how do they use the product? Now, what was interesting was that we found that these people were using the extension, but not as a learning tool, but as a productivity tool. Basically, they were using the same features as anybody else, but with a completely different use case altogether. So our idea was to reposition the product from a language learning tool to a productivity tool. Basically going from, improve English while browsing to expand your English vocabulary, boost productivity, and perform better at your job. And as we did that, we immediately gained 12 times more people into the product instantly with a landing page test. By the way, if you're looking to, create a really good value proposition that attracts clients, I'm sharing a template in the description of this video. So go to the link, completely free. You'll have to opt in, but do the exercise and you'll find how to write a killer value proposition for your startup. And by the way, subscribe to the channel so that, YouTube loves me. Anyway, looking at Marc Andreessen's theory, he said that the most important thing is the market. When we are building the startup, the most important thing is the market. But we switched the market. The market we were in, EdTech, is difficult and slow, but productivity apps do great, right? So we simply switched our markets. Same thing, with Apple's VR headset that they're releasing now in 2024. Apple Vision Pro is basically a VR headset, virtual reality headset. But the VR market, it's such a shit market to be in because there is so much hype around it, every 5 years or so, but there is no real value created. And I can tell you that from a first-hand experience because my first startup was a VR AR studio. And so basically we were developing VR games and marketing experiences. Anyway, think of it like this. VR is not a good market to be in. So Apple positioned the product, their VR headset, under a spatial computing category. So it's a computer, but not a VR headset, right? They removed themselves from a bad market by creating a subcategory of an existing market, the computers. By the way, don't do that if you're not Apple. The product is still the same, but they anchored it, they positioned it differently. So, they switched to a more favorable market, which is computing, and it's trending up ever since COVID, as opposed to VR, which, isn't. So I would argue that the most important thing when it comes to building a startup is to be adaptable and find that value that makes you unique. Everything else can change. You can switch the markets, you can change the team, you can definitely change and develop a different product. But at the end of the day, you'll need all 3. A good team capable of doing good decisions, a good market that understands your product, and a product that actually delivers value to their users every single time. And if you have that, there is no limit where you can go. But remember, customer acquisition, conversion, retention, it starts with value. So your first job should be creating a killer value proposition. And so if writing a killer value proposition is so important, let's talk about this next.